Is this because of the Beastmaster as well, arrowing the boars? Kind of like an Enchantress replacement hero?
Could be, yeah, but you don't even see the beast yet.
But,
could be just an offlane Spirit Breaker.
It is a preemptive pick.
I think it's a bit weird. There was a point like a month ago where people suddenly started picking up Mirana again. But that was mostly together with the Bane. CIS rejects, they pick up the Skywrath Mage again. But yeah, this Mirana pick just seems a little bit random to me. So there has to be something that is either not picked up yet for Gambit or just something that we're missing in general.
Only 10 seconds.
So it is a little bit out of the ordinary. 5 seconds. To be honest, I like to see that.
Oh, it's different for sure. Bit of flair with it, though. Skywrath being picked with Spirit Breaker, that's already a great combo. A lot of damage, a lot of nuke, always kill potential to pick up basically any hero that they want. But now we're looking at Spirit Breaker 3 with a 4 Skywrath, and I think a plus 5 pick should be coming out now. Right? Am I reading this correct? Likely. Unless Sky is your 5 and you go for a 4 and that's a hoodwink, yeah, so might as well put the Sky in the safe lane then. Just a
safe lane Sky, position 1, huh? Sounds good.
Yeah. Like safe lane support Sky, so that you have something to duel with. And they pick the Beastmaster. Okay, so they're shifting things up a little bit here. So now they kind of have to think about, do we put Sky or Hoodwink to go up against the Mirana in the off lane? Because Beastmaster and Mirana is actually a pretty good lane.
Yeah, for sure.
10 seconds to pick.
Like this off lane combo from Gambit looks terrifying. Especially because the CIS rejects don't really have the heroes to deal with it yet. And even if they do pick a hero that can deal with boys like Kunkka or Gyro, I could still see them struggling. Because both of their supports really suck against boys. You have 0 armor Skywrath Mage and like 400 HP Hoodwink. Good luck with that one.
So, the next pick we're going to be getting is the Ramses carry pick. Luna's gone. Kunkka's gone. Lifestealer is gone. Is that a what because of the Skywrath carry?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I got you. Naga ban as well. So, Terrorblade's in the pool, right? Yeah, TB's there, but TB's not going to have a fun lane against Mirana Beastmaster.
Also, PL not banned.
Also, PL not banned. What do you think about Morphling / Wraith King for Ramses?
Also going to get counted by PL.
So it's just going to be another PL game for Gambit then?
Looks like it. Looks like a really great PL game once again. CIS rejects, don't do this to me. Don't lose the PL again.
PA ban. That's not a real indicator towards a Phantom Lancer, right?
No. But honestly, Gambit doesn't need a ban.
So it's a bit of a... I don't know if that's a bait ban or something. I guess they just want to protect their backline.
Only 10 seconds.
Enabling the co-op to fight more. Disruptor doesn't die right away at the start of the fight.
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
And this is also like CIS Rejects needs this win. They need this win.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Ooh, so they take the Phantom Lancer.
That's like the only reason I could think of why they wouldn't ban it.
Is either pick for themselves and deny it from Gambit. Now Gambit's like, we wanted to pick this hero. It would have been a good game for a PL for Gambit, like you said. I totally agree with it. It's gone now. So what does Gambit do?
I don't know, man. I still haven't figured out how to deal with PL.
Anti-mage. Okay. Is that a Smiling Knight hero?
Yeah, I think so.
He's not played Anti-Mage in the first 3 weeks of DPC. He's only played Razor, Kunkka, Wraith King, PA, TB. He has not played any other hero. He's played 5 heroes so far.
Very few people play Anti-Mage right now because it's kind of a shit hero. But in a game like this, against the Phantom Lancer, Invoker, and 2 squishy int supports, I could see it working. I don't fully hate it.
Yeah,
I think the hero is absolute trash, but in this game, I could see it working.
This is the first anti-mage pick of Europe, West Europe, not West Europe, Eastern Europe Division 2. It has been banned twice. He has never been picked so far, so this is the first
5
AM pick
seconds. Hurry,
of
hurry.
the tournament. Let's see where it goes. How far can they stretch this hero? And what are the limits of Smiling Knight? Because we've seen a wonky gyrocopter. We've seen a pretty damn good PL unkilled, and now again, which way do we go? Do we go full throttle or sitting in reverse, basically?
Huh.
And you know what
We'll see.
happens when you start up the car and you're in reverse. You know what happens right that after.
Yeah, your car explodes.
Well, I mean, that's one way to happen. Depends where you park your car. But yeah, do we see Gambit taking a reverse sweep? We've seen one today by V Gaming, or is CIS-R just going to pull themselves together and they're very angry and they're very hungry for this win?
You know, I'm gonna go with Gambit. I'm
Ooh.
gonna bet my money on Anti-Mage, even though like the past 10 games I've played with an Anti-Mage in my team, I got wrecked because I had an Anti-Mage in my team. But you know, I have faith in Smiling Knight.
Where is this sudden change of heart? Are you a believer now?
I just hate PL pickers.
But they just picked PL and now you're jumping ship. Or is it just because you bet CS rejects in the last game?
No,
Or
it's
believe
just
in
I
that?
hate
You
both
just hate
teams
Phantom
because
Lancer.
they pick
Okay.
PL, but like the hate for CIS rejects is the most fresh.
Prepare yourselves.
Pretty early tips also going back and forth. Something probably went on in the in-game chat during the draft, which we did not see. So let's see what they show on the battlefield. This is the game to decide the victory for either one of these teams. And like as mentioned, for Gambit, if they keep on a win streak, they're still looking at a healthy 3rd or 4th place, maybe even a tiebreaker if every other top team loses, like CIS Rejects being one of them. If Hydra and V Gaming also drop a series, then we might actually see a tiebreaker opportunity for Gambit. So, writing down the numbers. For CIS Rejects, a victory would still mean a chance in Division 1 without any needed tiebreakers or chances. So, big stakes for this game, as we are in week number 4 out of 6. Do not sleep on the Eastern European action in the coming weeks, because we still have 2 pretty exciting weeks of action to come, and we're also still playing on Sunday.
Yeah. Also, Rams is once again going for the triple slipper build.
66 damage on Ramsey 666.
Let this meditative
I mean, it
Boys.
is winter and your feet get cold sometimes.
Yeah, this boy is literally a born rap god, I can guess, with his rhymes. Where can we get another 6 for his damage? I don't think you can ever have a hero with 600 flat damage. Legion Commander, maybe?
What do you mean 600
Pudge.
flat damage?
I mean, like, basically just have 666 right-click
like
damage
this,
without
like this,
any
like the
plus screens, just to see the
Alright.
number. Pudge or Silencer, I guess.
Yep.
Those are the 2. Anyway, laning stage is rolling out. Could take a look at Depressed Kid and Meluyul. They have both had some very varying results. Meluyul has had some, maybe I could say overall, a bit better plays in terms of numbers. Depressed Kid has had a good game and a bad game. That puck game did not really roll in his favor. Plus, it's also stretched out so far that the hero itself doesn't do that much anymore. Except for the Axe Coil. Just buys time for his teammates. Maybe he sneaks in for a kill, but you're kind of damage locked or damage capped. This
Until you
Invoker,
get the
he's got
Dream
more.
Coil Rapid Fire plus Rapier.
Yeah, that's the thing of dreams. Sometimes, mostly as memes.
But sadly, Dream is still in Hydra.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be leaving anytime shortly. He did say in his winner interview that they're quite happy where they are right now. They're all friends together. Games are working well. Comms are getting much more collective and calm.
I mean, any team says that until Natty tells them to disband.
Well,
Which happens often, to be fair.
it happens often. It happened twice today. We had a threat on both teams to disband. Like, wow. That's real next level brutality. I was like, yeah, just don't mix up the teams. Just straight up disband. Like, you don't belong here. Bit of brawling here in this top lane. Heavy damage. FNG also takes his share. Smiling Knight clicking on him, and Phantom gets that last hit in, leading into a first blood. And also Pasha, he calculates the timings on these neutral creeps hitting onto this disruptor and makes it a 1-for-1. Both kills in the top lane.
Not really the lane I expected. Would have just expected both AM and Spirit Breaker to just kind of hit creeps the entire time. Not today.
Not today. Spirit Breaker going for Soul Ring. Extra armor, extra HP regen. Plus the panic charge too, so I like that. Yeah, against the AM makes sense. Something you don't see picked up too often. I like how you have like this mentality for +3, +4 heroes where you're kind of stuck in patterns. You've been playing a hero for 400 games, and then you feel like you're not adaptable for changing your builds because you're too kind of locked in with this build works, why should I ever change it? And then you come up with this Soul Ring against Anti-Mage because you know there's a reasoning for it. But you see in a pub game, if this were to happen, Spirit Breaker would not build Soul Ring.
Probably. And if he did, you would have his entire team out-clicking his items.
Yeah,
like Spirit Breaker, Soul Ring ready.
Good old.
Yeah. I love pubs, man. It's such a good way to spend your time.
Roger. Not having a good time in bottom, though. Arrow connected into Beastmaster. Double boars. He's level 3 now.
Yeah, as long as Ramses doesn't die, it's all fine, though.
Yeah. It's fine for Ramses, but in terms of the whole picture, Afterlife gets online a lot faster. And maybe Afterlife is gonna enjoy this Beastmaster a lot more. I mean, he had a decent game, too. Pasha was not feeling very healthy with his first game on the Beastmaster, but right now, off to an okay start. 20 last hits, 10 denies, a couple of them probably being boars because PL is still at 19 last hits.
Well, gold lead for Gambit so far. They are doing slightly better than the opposition in every single lane.
Anti-Mage lining up a Battle Fury, so we're not going to get a God King Anti-Mage build with Vanguard, Echo Saber, then disassembling it to get yourselves the rest of the required items, because you still get your Basher out of it. I don't remember what the other one was. Was it Butterfly? Or was it just the Sanjin Yasha? I think that was the Halberd build actually was going on at some point where you disassemble it.
Did he win?
At least the Anti-Mage we saw last night did actually win with the Echo Saber Vanguard.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean, you can only...
Yeah.
Sorry. You can only do that build when you have a Magnus.
Yeah, they had a Magnus in the team. So what I was looking at was... I understand the reasoning behind it, where you're like, well, you're going to be targeted by a lot of spells and a lot of damage, so you want to be able to tank a lot. But the thing is, AM was never in trouble. He was never being focused on, so it didn't work out. But once he had like all of that defensive itemization built up, he had his build ready when he was still holding onto the Vanguard, and I think he built something else like a Manta as well. Which was the standard AM build. He was the one tanking every single ability and every single hit from the opponent's team. So that's when it really works. You're tanking everything, and then your team comes in and you win. So in that case, it worked out because the enemy actually played into it. Skyrat, though, is getting bullied again. And Quap gets a free kill, so Meluel's happy about it. Downside is that he's missing a creep wave. But it's still a kill.
Yep, not too bad. The press kid has his urn ready. Would expect to see a Midas afterwards.
Knight trouble. Pasha charging in. He needs a few more hits. One more to go with the 17%.
Of course.
17 is more than, what was it, 65, 63%. That was the one we were going on about. The damage reduction with the DK. Gotta love Spirit Breakers these days. Pretty fun hero to play.
I feel like he used to be way slower. Like you would see him charging around with like 400 movement speed. Now you blink your eyes and he has like 1200.
Yeah. That was the days when you couldn't still break the maximum movement speed. Your hero
Remember
was really
when
diminished.
522 was fast?
522. Oh, yeah. Then we had like 550 with agility, giving you more movement speed, which was also kind of weird. Or the fact that strength heroes would have more status resistance.
Oh, that was awful.
Oh, tiny players back then. If they had craggy exterior with the status resistance from strength, that would have been the most broken thing ever since Centaur Warrunner was released into Dota. Bushwhack onto Quap in mid, called Snap Tornado, and the silence from Roger. That's a dead Meloyul.
Easy kill.
Easy kill. I'll also get to chew this tower.
The depressed kid doesn't have anything in his quick buy yet. But he does have a lot of money.
Midas, I believe. He's getting a fairy trinket off the courier. I mean, you could go for a vessel charge, but I still feel like the majority of invokers, when they start putting points into Exhort, they're wanting to go for Midas. Good start or bad start, but look at this. They've got their 2 charges of the urn through that kill in mid. So now that they're smoking up, this could lead into even more casualties as Meloyul. Oh, not Meloyul. It's on the low ground. They have vision there, though. And they actually scout out the ward just being placed there. And Depressed Kid, as his smoke pops, Meloyul is out of there, so Quap is fine. That was always an issue, to actually get there onto the high ground. Good choke point hold there. Really matters where you're standing when you're farming those camps.
The one hero we haven't really spoken about too much is Beastmaster. Afterlife having a great time here.
Yeah, Beastmaster's enjoying himself. Disruptor casually dying on top. A lot of heroes in there. 4 heroes pushing. Afterlife in net worth. Yep, he's on top. Making good progress for the Helm of the Overlord. And this is kind of reminding of that Helm I was talking to you about yesterday. Might actually get sub 14 minutes. That would be a fantastic timing. If he keeps this up, he can easily do it.
Let's see, how much more does he need?
Oh, you do the maths. You're the accountant, right?
At 6.3k, he already has the 2 point. It's like, it's still decent ways away. I don't think he's gonna hit 14.
Yeah. I would hope to see him get that. Well, let's see if he does. Spirit Breaker
like
is the one leading net worth. That is something you do not necessarily get to see. You talked about him being a good farmer because he's great at destroying waves later on in the game, while Ramses is being static stormed with Sonic Wave in mid, and with the screen from Meloyul. That's a gone Phantom Lancer, and Ramses dying this early in the game. That's a pretty unheard of thing. Because usually Ramses is very good at dodging the opponents, but right now just walks straight into the Gambit trap.
Maybe he needs to buy a bit
On
more
the Evoker.
agility.
They got the Roar coming out as well into the charge from the Tornado. There's a silence as well on the Beast. And the Sky ulti, which you can't actually see on their screens right now. It was ticking, but right now, Quap is also low, and they're going to get 2 kills from CIS rejects. They don't lose a single hero, but they take 2 instead. What a turnaround.
And Quap desperately tried to kill Invoker there, but Invoker with Quas Orbs is quite tanky.
A lot of regen, 17.5 regen, plus I don't know if he actually had an urn charge ticking for a moment while he was juking in the trees. Sky making a lot of work there with the ulti we could not see. Spirit Breaker is charging in, their sights are set on Pantomim. He's got Glimpse. He doesn't get it, Sharpshooter's there too. One more hit, 17%, not needed. It's a kill for Pasha, who continues to be on top of net worth. 5,500 Spirit Breaker. When's the last time you've seen that happen, Wingblade?
Last game, it just happened at a later time.
At a later time, that's what I'm saying. We're 12 minutes in and a Spirit Breaker is on top of net worth. 501.
He's been having a pretty decent game.
Pretty decent game. Come on, you can get better than you can be better than that, Wingblade. Come on.
He's having an amazing game.
There
Pasha.
we go. Pasha's
Incredible.
get some emotion into it. That's unheard of. And that's great to see and hear as well from Wingblade. 12 minutes in, 6k net worth now on this guy. Absolute Chad. While the rest of the cores are following behind. Anti-mages are behind. Beastmasters having great games are behind. Invokers at 5k. Quap is also just above 5k. Has died twice, 2 kills, 92 CS. Nothing compares to the big space cow with an Aghanim Scepter in the place of you-know-what. Soon has a Shadow Blade. BKB almost pretty close as well.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem. Smiling Knight also still doesn't have his Battle Fury. Well, Ramses already has his Diffusal.
Roger's gonna have to tank this one. Static Storm Glimpse from Pantomim. That was kind of a, you can almost say it was a very raging kill, which they had to get. Kill is a kill, nevertheless. Seiyu with his Mirana walks in to kill the big creep, and now he's in a world of hurt. 1 leap, 2 leap, 3 leap. Vessel still ticking. He even tries to earn charge himself. Not going to be enough. Pantomim getting bashed right after the Nether Strike. Another 17%, please. No, not going to happen. Pasha's going to turn around. That little piglet is running back to safety.
As long as they don't kill AM, I feel like Gambit's kind of fine with this. Because they know they have this one hero that CIS Rejects probably cannot deal with in the late game.
So Knight's being charged. Oh, they bashed Meliul on the way in. Counterspell doesn't quite work. Bushwhack's there with the 60 HP. Blink into the trees. Sunstrike's not gonna miss. It's not gonna hit. And they've lost Ramses. Meliul comes in for the revenge. And look at that. Look at that tip right there. They even go in to snap in with that ulti from the anti-mage as a bit of a statement backwards that this is what you get for trying to jump on me. And CI's Rejects lose 2. Can they kill the Disruptor? 5 seconds for Static Storm. Yeah, they're going to leave him for dead. Sky ulti plus Cold Snap. You ain't going anywhere.
And if I was Smiling Knight right now, I would have sold my Quelling Blade to finish my Battle Fury. And that's why I'm no longer a professional player.
Aww. But that's actually true. That's an efficiency thing. Like, even though you made a great play, and you threw your ulti as a kind of like a FU backwards. You got to keep your packet together. You're not going to win TI without not selling your Quelling Blade in time.
Actually, nice bit of information for chat here. The Quell effect of Battle Fury stacks with the Quell effect of Quelling Blade. So if you want to go full efficiency, after you finish your Battle Fury, buy another Quelling Blade.
So 12 damage for melee heroes, plus 15 damage for melee heroes. So 27 damage. Yeah, that's like third of a right click at early levels.
It is really nice because on anti-mage you tend to not have a lot of slots filled with items.
True.
So you might as well.
That's 1/4 of his base damage too at this level 10. So yeah, it's actually a lot of damage. Plus it adds into the cleave, right?
Yep. So that was my contribution.
Feel free.
Now I can go back to memes.
Thank you so much, Wingblade, for this info. Smiling Knight. He's charged. Counterspell's on cooldown, and he is in trouble. He's tanky, though. EMP takes away all of his mana, though, and that tornado is on point with the Spirit Vessel ticks, not doing enough damage. He's up with 120. Meliul even walks right next to him to give some cover fire for his friend. But they can't kill the AM. Now he's regenning back up. Meliul TP's top. There is Ramses farming. Did finish that Diffusal Blade a while ago.
He's still farming really well on this PL. Even with his 2 deaths, he's still out farming anti-mage.
Yeah, oh, bottom. Master in trouble. One of those bugs again where Sky's ulti is not showing, but Roger doing the majority of the damage, but Depressed Kid's also being followed here. Seiyu is right on top of him. He's got an arrow of cooldown. It's going to be a difficult one. Disruptor's also coming in and kicking in. They've got the dust. They already see where the Invoker's going to be going, and he hides in the trees. Sunstrike back as well. They see Panto, but they get the vision with it. And they're going to charge this guy to death with the sharpshooter from FNG. Nicely played, Depressed Kid. First he dodges, then he provides.
Nicely done indeed.
I wish we had replay technology, but we don't.
Smiling Knight. Oh, Panda, now we can do the check to see if Smiling Knight is objectively a good player.
Oh.
Before he blinks, does he toggle both his boots and his Vambrace? Or just one of the two?
Ah, so Power Treads, Vambrace into Blink, and then toggle back to save mana. His camp is not spawning. So he does the one rightful thing. He teleports.
Without
Seiyu is
swapping?
dead.
Okay.
That's a bit of mana lost. We're keeping our camera is toggled onto anti-mage.
Come on, blink! Is he just not gonna blink to spite us?
Oh, fake back. Fake back smoke, like this. Pantomime has been found.
Yes.
He also gets a glimpse
He
of
did
it as well. Disruptor, he's there. Yeah, he did go for the Treads toggle as well, but the Disruptor's low on HP. Roar does connect onto Pasha. The jump from Milieu coming in as well. And there's a Sonic Wave doing a lot of damage, but the Sharpshooter will be taking out the Disruptor. While Smiling Knight is just waiting. When do I go in? As Pasha is taking damage. Milieu very low on HP. The Meatball's going to be connected as well with the Sky ulti. And that's a lot of damage. That's too much for the Quap to handle. And Roger gets it. Still holding in the area. Smiling Knight, Seiyu. Afterlife is there too. No Roar. And he just blinked without toggling.
Ooh, sloppy. Last time he did do it. Also worth noting that Quop actually went for... Oh,
he's toggling his boots,
Treads.
but he's not toggling his Vambrace.
Last time he did do it. Come on, Smiling Knight.
This is all about style points right now. The world is watching. Power Treads toggle.
Ah, so sloppy.
At least he's saving
Quop
some
has
of the
a
mana.
BKB.
Yep, Quap BKB. Sanjin Yasha is going to be his next option, but this could be a smoke opportunity. Yeah, he blinks in for the smoke too. There's Pasha in mid, which they don't want to kill. They would like to see... Maybe like to find somebody else. The movie that was coming into the theaters. Not the Spirit Breaker, but something else. But yeah, they're going to have to suffice with it because he's already popped his smokes. He pops his Shadow Blade. And he's running out. Yeah, he just runs away. The Great Escape. Coming into movie theaters near you.
The best kind of juke, just walking away. Ramses has his Manta finished. And he's actually gonna be quite a threat in fights. It's gonna be a while before Knight can actually fight him in a 1v1.
Yep. Satanic's gonna be up next. Tanky Phantom Lancer. No S&Y build. Talking about that, the S&Y was actually the right idea in the end, above the Manta style.
I mean,
It
last
wasn't-
game S&Y was I mean, Manta was insanely good because it could dispel like 5 things, and then this game he can dodge like 2 things, and he's like, oh, this is a Manta
Roger.
game.
They want to get every kill that they can get. Meliel's getting FNG. Roger killed in bottom. They were able to kill the Hoodwink right next to one hero, and that's a quick escape. Invoker going back home. Midas off cooldown. And a BKB coming up as well for Depressed Kid. Unkilled so far, 306. Any other unkilled heroes? Nope, doesn't look like it. Everyone has died at least once. Even Smiling Knight 013 on AM.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
And he was also close to dying quite some time ago. Depressed Kid, he finds Afterlife. Not really going anywhere, is he?
3 kill.
And also
The Ancient's
Thunderhide,
gonna go
that's
down as
another
well.
250 for Ramses.
we have a Yules on Mirana. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be a Wind Waker.
You sure? You sure about that?
Pretty sure.
What is the number of Wind Wakers actually built? I wanna check this. Give me a second. I really want to look at this. Wind Waker has not been built. Okay. So there's that. It's not shown at all on the item list. So no Wind Wakers for Division 2. Must have been some other region where they built it then. Smoking up on both sides of the map. CIS rejects with 3. Spiritbreaker can always charge in for the rescue. And of course PL continues to farm. And Gambit with 4. AM also joining in the party this time. Manta, Battle Fury ready. Going for Scotty next. And this is going to be the clash of the BKBs. Except Invoker does not have his yet. Meloyul does.
AM is not really ready to fight though, even with the Manta. And PL is more than happy to.
Got Pasha in their scopes if they don't find anybody else. They Sunstrike into the pit because they're not finding anybody. They're thinking they're also smoked. CIS rejects hiding in the trees. Gambit has also expended their smoke. They're still hiding because nobody's showing on the map except now. This is a pretty cheeky ward right here. It's actually showing the entirety of this mid area right here. So they saw them moving back in so they can reveal themselves on the map once again. And 1,000 gold for the BKB on Invoker. So CIS rejects don't have to wait that much longer.
Pasha's gonna have it. Depressed Kid is gonna have it. That's gonna be a very strong window to the rejects. Let's see, Melajul has a Kaya as well. Probably gonna be buying Assange next. No huge surprises there. Actually, buys a shard first. Innovating.
Who bought a shard?
Melajul.
You do
AM
see,
shard is pretty funny too.
Yeah, you do see a lot of shards and pops because the silence is just too good.
Deals a lot of damage as well for a shard.
Yeah.
I am 100% sure it's gonna get nerfed.
Yeah, it might drop to like 125 or 150 or something like that. I don't think they ever get nerfed into the ground if they're not completely bad. Maybe the silence gets nerfed. 1.75 for a shard is... It's better than most abilities in some heroes even. It's not a stun, but it's better than a Mindbreaker as a neutral item.
Yeah. And you have a talent as well for level 20 that deals 120 extra Scream of Pain damage, which is considered a pretty good talent. And you have the shard which can deal more than 3 times that one if you blink in place and also silences. So yeah, in conclusion, nerf CM movement speed.
Posh is going pretty deep on this one. Just giving vision where Gambit's moving. And they still haven't found this ward. Look at how much vision, how much information they're giving to CIS rejects, because this ward is still spotting where they are. So they don't really have to play too many risky moves here. That's the BKB on the Courier for Invoker. And a heart is ready on the Phantom Lancer. Hoodwink has lined up a second Aether Lens with his already existing Aether Lens. It's probably a him disassembling his mana boots graphic bug, which he's going to recognize in a bit, that maybe I should get something else instead of double Aethers.
Maybe he'll just buy another one.
Just
Who
for
knows?
the memes.
It's FNG, he can do anything and I'll still love him.
Yeah, that's true. We have a lot of respect for him. FNG is always a lot of fun to watch. Honestly, if you're asking me, FNG should be in Division 1.
Why?
That's just me. That's just how much I like this guy.
I mean, I like him, but I feel like the people in Division 1 kind of
Pushback
deserve
misses.
it.
Static Storm is there, catching the Invoker, and the glimpse of the Spirit Breaker, keeping this Wop alive a bit longer. There's still one Vessel charge. And they just started Roshan. No Static Storm. Mirana ulti is coming off cooldown. Evoker catches the arrow. He's a professional arrow catcher. Depressed Kid. Gambit's not challenging it.
Nope, it's gonna be the classic trade.
Tier 2.
Tier 2 bots or Roche.
That will be it. Well, regarding the whole fact of if some player is supposed to be in Division 1 or not, well, it's a team game. You gotta earn your spot. You gotta get there first. And that's what Gambit is doing with that last victory in map number 2. Where they were able to tie this series up. And
Ooh,
Pasha... Oh. That's got to be the rudest awakening you've ever had from a Shadow Blade running out. Are you even trying? Wow. What a time to put that voice line in. That's Bance. But rightfully so. I mean, you show up in a lane with a Spirit Breaker like that, just hitting a creep randomly with opponents nearby, which you obviously don't know, then you have the bragging rights to give that. That was a really easy kill.
I feel like the one thing we're missing from these CIS teams is just rampant pinging when someone dies.
Have you seen how much these teams actually ping?
They're also chill when they speak about team communication, and they're like, oh, no, a team is completely fine, and then you meet them in a pub and...
Do you know the average of pings for Gambit Esports per game?
I do not.
353.
Okay.
353 pings per game average.
But how many of those were like the X pings on their teammates?
I don't know, but
because that's the crucial data.
This is the biggest team to ping. This is the team with the most pings by far compared to any other team in Division 2. Even CIS Rejects, where you're thinking like, Melody killing FNG in mid, where you're thinking like, you've probably seen the good old clip of Ramses yelling at cancel.
Right. Cancel.
Cancel. So these guys are still averaging 236. That's 120 pings less.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but they don't ping. They just scream in voice chat, right? You just told us.
Yeah.
Now it immediately makes sense.
All right. Well, Gambit coming in from the back with a smoke. Roger's there. Pasha's just charging in perfectly. This is an opportune time to grab several kills. And look at that. Invoker gets his BKB off, but the roar is going to be there. And the kill of the Invoker comes out with the Roger falling too. Ramsey's trying to make it a fight. And he's trying to get one. He's got Afterlife. Seiyu also getting pushed backwards as Pasha does have those bashes from the charges and his Nether Strike. But only 1 for 2 as the Invoker actually buys back. And he comes in to pick up the gem off the ground. Ramses pushes onto the high ground because he's got the Aegis, and with that buyback, suddenly, you could almost say Gambit's kind of wondering, hey, how can they do that? They're not supposed to. We just killed them. Where are they? Well, they're not supposed to be here. And now this guy's almost diving tier 4 towers. What the heck? Pasha, you're not supposed to be there, but he's still there anyway. Mana Void into the face. Spirit Breaker's gonna drop. Smiling Knight's going to take this one. Tier 3 tower has been taken. He was just creating space, but FNG is also dead, and Ramsey's in trouble as well. That's going to be at least the Aegis by the looks of it, but they're scared of this guy. They're actually not committing to Ramses at all. They glimpsed him, but they're not jumping on him at all. They're just letting him slide.
I mean, as soon as Ramses is out of mana, Smite Ignite no longer deals any damage to him, which is slightly problematic.
Double-edged sword.
'Tis mine.
Gotta bring out that damage from somewhere else as the net worth chart has still continued to be very even, but now there's a Hex on Queen of Pain, so Meluel, he's got himself a very handy tool for these next team fights.
And that's a pretty quick hex. I'm pretty sure CIS Rejects is not gonna expect this. It's more likely when you see an ultimate orb this early that you assume it to be a Lincoln Sphere, especially against the Spirit Breaker, so this could be huge.
Yeah.
That said, there is still an Aegis for 45.
Radiant's top tower is being
And if it
5
breaks,
versus
then-
4 smoke. Meluel's the first one, and he sleeps for a second, but PL unable to close in the gap. He still sees the Quap, doesn't see anybody else. The charge is also connected, so they have a bit extra vision. But they're not going to chase them onto their side of the map, so CIS Rejects not getting a successful smoke, and neither is actually Gambit. Both of them kind of walking backwards. Pantomim has been charged, TP cancelled, and killed by Ramses and Pasha. So I'll take my words back. That was a successful gank in the end by CIS Rejects. It was just a post-smoke play.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Can you say that was an after smoke?
I guess you could.
Love that. Actually love that voice line on Empire quite a lot. I think it was at the first 2 weeks where CIS Rejects, I think a couple of them actually have that Empire supporter pack. They were just spamming it as soon as the game started, and you're trying to get this, you're trying to talk about what's happening in the game, what kind of stakes are for this series, you know.
Right.
At the start of the tournament, it's going to be pretty chill talk. And then you just hear this voice line being spammed over and over and over and over again, and you just feel like, I might as well just let the players do the talking with the voice lines, you know. But that's a good one.
Yep. It's lovely during the draft as well,
Yeah.
because it's so silent otherwise.
Yep. Very aggressive. Just kind of shows the true raw emotion blowing out from the Siberian winds. 33 minutes played, 1k lead for CIS Rejects. Technically it doesn't even translate into an actual lead, but they've spotted Seiyu. Seiyu able to teleport back home before the charge goes all the way through. Pasha.
Come on, commit, Pasha. Oh, you weakling.
Not gonna happen.
I mean, part of being a professional player is being unexpected in your moves, right? So, charging into the fountain is something I don't think Gambit was expecting. This looks to be going into the late game, and that's where Dota becomes a psychological game.
Yeah, late game is the trick. That's the one where things really start to get off balance as well. Who do you think has the actual better late game here? CIS Rejects?
I think Gambit. They have they don't just have anti-mage, they also have Beastmaster. And while Beastmaster doesn't become like exponentially stronger in the late game in terms of fighting power, it does provide vision control, and that's
Vision is
how you
huge.
win late game games.
Yeah.
Especially with Mirana Moonlight Shadow as well. We see a charge on AM. This could be huge.
Yep, and that's also something that is very, very valued in this case. He's telling about the vision being the big play. Smiling Knight spotted and bottom is not getting any backup from his teammates because he's fine. Quick counter spell jumping into the trees. A fight is about to break loose, but not quite. Melayul. Oh, they smoked up under the. Did they see it? They smoked at. Yeah, I think they just saw it. They had a charge on top of Melayul just as they smoked up, and Seiyu, Ramses, gotta be careful of this. What Melayul, he finds him. He's got the Hex. He found the right one right away. The Roar is gonna be there. The Static Storm's gonna be on top as well. Can Ramses get taking the kill, but Afterlife is the one taking a lot of damage. PL thrown onto the low ground, and he's running away. That is gonna be healing himself up as well. Depressed Kid keeps them out of play, and Gambit cannot get this kill. They cannot kill this PL, and he's regenerating back to full HP once again. Such a close attempt by Gambit, not successful this time.
And that was the last time, because now PL has a Linken's as well. He is 6 slotted.
And
He
Volker has a
managed to
second.
outfarm an anti-mage. That is impressive.
That is, he's got 50 more last hits and 1 more death. Still has more net worth.
Yep. Let's see, Beastmaster working towards a BKB, but no way to quickly break Linken's, and that's gonna be a problem for Gambit.
Roche has spawned. That's the second Roche with Shard and Aegis. Would love to take that if you were an anti-mage. Pretty decent Shard available. Spell damage aura against an Invoker, Sky, Hoodwink. That's a... It's like a group hood in terms of the magic resistance.
True, true. Now
It's not as good as it
Roche.
might.
I didn't even notice it. So CIS Rejects also didn't notice it.
Yep. And that's the Aegis picked up, and he gives it to the Beastmaster. So Beast is going to get themselves, you know, the Eastern Sensei taught them how to dive bomb.
Yep.
So we get our dive bombing birds into action. Well, this could still be anybody's game. Gambit could still reverse sweep this game too. Not game 2. This game 2 in game 3. So we have potentially a surprise victor coming out of this one. I believe everybody was saying CIS Rejects is the better team out of these two. Every number is a bit better for them. But Gambit, have they finally found stability? Have they finally found the consistency? Because these last 2 games have been... Well, the last one was a bit more surprising than this one. This one's been pretty even.
Yeah. This is definitely the best game we've had so far today.
Ramsey's Lincoln's popped in mid. Might as well use a bird for it. Hey! Meliul with a Blink Hex onto the Skywrath Mage. Sonic Wave is out there. He's going to die to the ticks with the Ghost Scepter or not. Static Storm is onto the Spirit Breaker, and Pasha walks out of it. Save 2 seconds for his arrow to be available. Pasha popped his BKB a bit... in a bit of a weird moment there. Probably wanted to protect himself from any incoming spell. Arrow almost connects onto 2 heroes. Ramsey's able to dodge it. FNG as well. So that's a kill on Sky. Some resources spent on both ends.
Still, nothing is really happening in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Still open.
Game is just farming. And it doesn't matter that he's 5k behind because eventually both him and the PL are gonna be 6 slotted. So at that point, net worth is a downside because your buyback is more expensive. So yeah, it's just the calm before the storm, I guess.
Yeah, that's I think that's what we're looking at. But what kind of a storm is it going to be? Is it going to be a very mild storm, or is it going to be like a straight up like thunderstorm?
I think it's gonna be a pretty stormy storm for the most part.
Pretty stormy storm.
With like clouds and wind and rain.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yep. So
I'm not
I
gonna
would
add
love
to
to
it.
see Smiling Knight get Aghanims and Shard. Because I love just pretending to blink in on anti-mage and then not actually blinking it.
Spirit Breaker popping the Lincolns off of the Queen of Pain with the charge. Giving a quick reminder that he's still on the server. Pasha takes down one Hawk. There's another one. And there's a Cloak of Flames inside. Nobody can grab this. Nobody can get it. It's right there. How did you end up there, my friend?
Oh man.
A very fine cloak that
So
plays
sneaky.
host to an overly protective living flame. That's what's inside that pit. How? I don't know, but it's there. Nobody's gonna get it. Right, getting charged on. Counterspell's not gonna save him here. Aegis blown. Gambit's gonna look for that opening. Ramsey's with a lot of illusions. There we go with the MLS popped as well. BKB, the Nether Strike is there. Santi Mage is running on top of the meatball and taking 0 damage from it. So CIS Rejects either can't quite commit anything else to it, but they're happy about it, and they're trying to get it. The Pressed Kid is also pinging that Cloak of Flames. Can somebody just recover it? While Pasha's moving in with some speed. That he is not able to destroy the creep
Spirit
wave.
Breaker experience. Now he can kill this wave as well. Yep.
Yep.
It's so stupid that he just one-shots creeps without any effort. Like, they need to reduce the damage on, like, secondary targets, because it's so crazy that a hero that is this good at initiating also clears creeps without any kind of commitment, because he doesn't even have to leave bloody invisibility.
Yeah. Imagine if they changed the Spirit Breaker charge so that it would not deal damage to creeps. You would have to
That would be
right-click them.
pretty sad as well.
I don't think anybody would be touching Spirit Breaker at that point if that actually happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy that we finally get to see him, because it's been a while.
Yeah, and then no complaints. Like, I don't want to suggest any nerfs to this hero. Like, Ice Frog does what he does to this hero, but right now I think we're all enjoying to see the good old Space Cow in action.
I would love to never see PL again, though.
Oh, charge right onto the anti-mage. Being controlled. Mantis there to save him. Blink out. That was roughly 1900 damage that was dealt in a quick succession. And that forces out the BKB off of the Invoker. Ayan did not use his.
So once again, spells used, then nothing really happens.
Yeah, nothing really happens. Just one resource. And a bit of a calm stage following up from that. And again, he's just constantly charging this anti-mage, just trying to get vision where he is. Problem for the Spirit Breaker is he's got so much movement speed now that he has to cancel it so early, so they barely get any info about the anti-mage, where he's actually going. Because otherwise he's going to reach the destination. And well, if you don't have a friend, then you're kind of screwed. Smoke up from CIS Rejects. 43 minutes into this game, we're in a stalemate. This is literally a stalemate that we're watching right now, and we're just waiting for it to crack open. As they're now looking for an entry onto the high ground. Hawk is there. Meliul going in with an instant blink hex, and he spotted himself a target, which is the Spirit Breaker. Pasha, though, turning around onto the Disruptor. Static Storm is up on the floor. It's going to be able to keep him away for a little bit longer, but the Snitted Strike's going to be coming out as well. The Tornado connecting too. And Phantom will be taken down as the BKB already used on the Anti-Mage, trying to get damage out onto the Phantom Lancer, but not really getting any hits in either. He does not have the MKB to save himself, or at least hit this guy. Because right now, PL seems to be dodging every single right-click thrown into his way. Meliul being charged once again. He wants to get out of here. He does have the Stormcrafter to save him from that charge. Back to the high ground he goes, and again, Ramses, he's got 3500 HP. He can do whatever he wants right now. Meliul blinking to safety. Smiling Knight just hasn't had the damage to deal with these illusions. He does not have MKB, and he's queued it up right now because he knows that he can't hit these illusions.
He can barely even defeat the illusions, let alone PL himself.
Yeah, the real raid boss is still awaiting. Meliul getting charged again by Pasha. Heavy damage kicking in. The grim fact is as well the buyback status. Only on 3 heroes. There's another strike, and Seiyu has been deleted. Removed from the server. Spirit Breaker takes a bit of damage here. The Sonic Wave still available for Meliul, but it keeps getting bullied, and Pasha makes it work. Constant charge spam. He finally proves to work out as the Quap is gone for 100 seconds, and now Gambit are in trouble. They're in trouble now, but the buyback coming out from the Marana, but Quap is gone completely. Can't afford 300 gold short. Gambit smoking up with 4. Ramsey's in the front line. He's got that heart. Got that Lincoln's 3600 HP as well. Pasha, double gem. He's got eyes. He's got so many eyes to share, and he's not worried about it at all because he's not dying. Another bird. The bird actually hits onto the range racks, doesn't stun the Phantom Lancer. The melee racks is also dropping and taken. 2 racks down. CIS Rejects, they finally broke the stalemate, and now they're going to go straight towards tier 4 towers. At least some chip damage. Do they go all the way? Gambit needs to do something soon. 50 seconds, no Quap. Still no buyback. 240 gold short. He's not going to be back into this fight. Smiling Knight, he's trying to clear out these creeps at least out of the way. Another Alacrity thrown in out as well. Counterspell throwing in some illusions back to Ramses, but Ramses, he's unfazed by this. Tier 4 tower's gone. Both of them now taken out of the way. And Invoker, he's just giving some back from the support from the behind. Right now, they're going to be popping in from Afterlife. He's got the Roar available, but Pasha's already controlling the Disruptor at the same time. They're dropping Afterlife. Very low on HP. He's getting Bastion thrown around. The Bastion from Pasha. It might just be too much to deal with. Ramses is inside that kinetic field, trying to make his way toward the Ancient, and Ancient's going to take damage, 3000 HP, and the Quap is not going to be able to join in time. 13 seconds remaining, and that cliff is going to be running out in just a couple seconds. Smiling Knight, he's being focused on right now. The Presskit is down. The Presskit is down, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to matter. AM is dead, and the Ancient falls, and CIS Rejects, despite dropping map number 2, they pull it together, and they win the series 2-1.
Ew.
No stopping this PL.
Oh, damn. Somehow, Ramses managed to outfarm Smiling Knight throughout the game, which is really impressive. Because PL I mean, he farms fast, but he doesn't farm AM fast. He doesn't have a blink. He just kind of hits hard. Phew. Man, what a game. This really could have gone either way, but
Yeah, it could have.
ultimately, just no answers for the PL, like you mentioned. Even with Melojul having such a great game, 12 and 4, just wasn't enough.
It's just painful when you have like a mid hero who's had such a great game in total, had so much impact, falls flat because you just can't. You're not enough. You're doing your best. You're working your hardest, and it's just not enough. 23.5k hero damage is all that was dealt here. Very passive game. Overall, both teams recognizing the importance of the game too, and not taking any unnecessary fights, looking for pickoffs. But like you said, many times in this game, an initiation happens, but no actual result comes out of it. It's just trading spells, trading hits, poking here and there. Okay, we burnt an Aegis, but we're still not gonna take this fight all the way through. So a lot of events, but none of those events really actually changed the course of the game and the final result.
Right. And we have to give a lot of credit to Pasha as well. I would say that his hero is literally bullshit, which is funny because he's a bull. But he also played it really well, just constantly charging. And that was another reason why Ramses could farm so well and Smiling Knight was kind of struggling. Because Smiling Knight was constantly being pressured by charges and kill attempt. And Ramses got like roared once and was... But ultimately, Gambit didn't really have the heroes to pressure him. So he could just freely move on the map without having to worry about dying. And that really helps. Regardless of hero choice, just having this space on the map makes a huge difference.
Outside of this game, at the same time, I do want to give a bit of a status update. So usually we have a winner interview. The way that I start the sentence, you're going to recognize we do not have a winner interview because CIS Rejects don't want to give an English interview. I was just told by the admin. So too bad for them. We would have had a professional interview ahead of them. But no, not this time. So we won't get to hear their thoughts about the game. I would have liked to ask about what did they think about, say, you picking Mirana. Third pick there, because it didn't really seem to play a big role in the game after all. And like you said, you were kind of questioning the hero pick as well during the draft. Like this Gambit draft was still good, but the Mirana, I'm not blaming it. I'm just kind of thinking, what did the Mirana eventually provide for the team that some other hero could have also done?
Right. I don't think it's just the Mirana though.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Draft, it's not just the Mirana.
Exactly. They just don't have the tools to deal with a fat PL. They needed an AM with like a 5 to 10k gold advantage over the PL, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to fight him anyway. Like AM against PL is technically a good matchup, but only if you outpace him. And with this draft, you just can't really do that. That being said, there were definitely some openings for Gambit, like if they managed to find Ramses a few more times with a roar or got another Aegis and then like a crucial pick-off, they definitely could have done it. So it isn't just about the draft, but there were definitely some things that could have gone better for them. But hey, yeah, that's Dota.
That's what it is sometimes. CIS Rejects now, if you look at the numbers of the group stage right now, with this victory, they push themselves closer towards another opportunity to take upper division or first division for themselves. Hydra, V-Gaming, CIS Rejects, all tied up 4-1 score lines. Just one game has been played in between of those, and that was V-Gaming winning CIS Rejects. And that victory might come to play a big role because Hydra is playing CIS Rejects in week 6. If you already haven't, I would recommend writing January the 20th down in your calendar, because that's probably going to decide an upper division team.
Yep.
So
really hyped for that match.
Yep. I mean, we're still 1.5 weeks away, but I can't help but highlight that the importance of that game is going to be very, very big, because we might see tiebreakers even.
Yeah, I would miss the birth of my child to watch that game.
Well, maybe not that extreme. Though we are going to close out the day. It is 20 past 11 in the evening, so not even an early finish, but it has been a long day. We finished 6 maps of Dota in about 8 hours because we had some technical issues with our first series. And we're done with the day. All 6 maps in 2 series played out, plus the first division game played earlier on as well. So 3 series in total have been played out today. Virtus Pro beating Empire, and V Gaming beating Amiga as CIS Rejects take on a Gambit. This was T-Panda and Wingblade. Do drop us a follow on Twitter, social medias, for example. Very much appreciate if you guys enjoyed the cast and the games, because we shall be returning. I think Rob is going to be back next week again. I was coming in as a backup, as he was, I think he was, I don't know what he was absent anyway, but we will be back with Harry Freak on Sunday. But still, Wingblade, it was a pleasure to cast with you. It's been a while since we did actually cast some Dota. We did do some paneling a while ago. That was a lot of fun. So hopefully we get to do that as well in the future. But from us, do you have any final words?
Be nice to each other and drink enough water. Just the basic stuff. I don't have the energy to be insightful anymore. I'm sorry.
That's all we need to hear. That's all we need to hear. Keep yourself hydrated. Don't get dehydrated. Take care of yourselves. Good night and bye-bye.